This is Amanda Bones.
And I'm Ashley.
This is How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling, the book report series. We're going to do something new. Not that reviewing and discussing matches isn't like the most fun thing in the entire world, because it totally is, but my little curiosity brain wants to know about all the behind the scenes shit.
Amanda wants them deep dives now.
I want the deep dives. I want all the fucking bad shit that happens behind the stage. I want to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend Bradley was telling me, he was listening to the podcast and he was like, you should check out Dark Side of the Ring. It's this documentary series that Vice did. And I was like, sure, why not? So Scott and I legitimately binged the entire 2 seasons over the weekend, and holy shit.
Yeah. I had watched this series when quarantine first happened. The first few weeks I kind of threw myself into wrestling even more, but I was like, oh cool, I saw that there was the first season and I dove in, and then I wanted all of it. So I found the second season. I'm like, okay, I need all of it because it's so interesting and it's so fucked up.
It's so good. The storytelling is really great. I think it's put together really well. For all of you who haven't seen it yet, it is available on Hulu now, both seasons. And because I'm crazy, I Googled season 3 is coming out supposedly this year sometime.
Yeah, and that one's supposed to be really good. I've heard some of the rumored things that are supposed to be on it, and if one of them is happening, I'm so excited, but I have no clue how they're going to do it.
Dang. So we're going to do, since I am so interested not only in like what everybody sees in wrestling, but also the behind the scenes stuff, we're going to start a new segment where every once in a while we just do a little book report on one of the wrestling documentaries or something that we've watched. So for today, we decided to do Dark Side of the Ring, season 1, episode 1, The Match Made in Heaven.
Yes. It's a sad one.
It's a sad one. So this is about Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, and we have a little soft spot in our heart for Macho Man. I mean, he's the in our theme, and I don't know. It's just like I feel like he's always been like the wrestler. Like you can call Hulk Hogan, I guess, but Macho Man Randy Savage is like the wrestler. Like he's in everything. He is who you associate my entire childhood. Like Slim Jim commercials.
I was just gonna say I ate Slim Jims because of Macho Man.
He was in that Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. Me and my boyfriend quote his lines constantly in that.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, it's in the wrestling. It's like in the, I guess it's like underground wrestling or whatever. He's in that. He's in Space Ghost. He also has my favorite stuff in Space Ghost.
Him on Space Ghost is amazing. So yeah, I will be completely honest and tell you that I didn't fucking know who Miss Elizabeth was.
Oh.
So I feel really bad, but like I never watched any wrestling that Macho Man did. He was just like a character that I knew wrestled growing up.
Yeah, and I believe it by that time they weren't a thing anymore.
Yeah, they were divorced by the time I was watching wrestling. And I think like shortly after me watching wrestling, he retired. So like I missed him as a wrestler entirely.
Yeah.
So it was cool to learn about Miss Elizabeth and like what her whole deal was. Also, it's very sweet that he was like, hey, give my chick a job.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, that's cute.
As much of an asshole like you kind of find out he was to her, I get like the overprotectiveness and stuff. But you knew that he loved her.
Yes. I had a really hard time watching it and hear like as a woman who's in a very like watched, and you can't see it, but I'm doing air quotes, protected relationship very early in like, fuck, I was 18, I think, when I was with that dude.
Yeah.
So like as I was in a relationship like that, I know how it feels, and it is suffocating. And you think like you just get so crazy, you think you're gonna make the wrong move at every turn. So I understand wanting to get away from that, and I understand. I don't know. I can see two sides of that story. Like, I understand why Macho Man was like that. Like, you don't want your chick around these pack of assholes. Like, what's his name with the snake was even talking about, like, yeah, my wife was in wrestling for a minute and I didn't want her around this shit.
Yeah, Jake the Snake.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I can see both sides. I don't love Macho Man any less because
Yeah.
of finding this out. So that was nice. Like, after watching 2 seasons worth, I can tell you that there's some wrestlers I've lost a lot of respect for.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we'll eventually get to those. There's some shit that happens and you just can't unsee it. I know that they talk about it about eventually after everything happens with Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth, she leaves him for someone else who's also a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that a lot of people did not like Lex Luger after that.
I mean, he has one of those faces I just want to punch. So, like, already you're not on the cool list. But
Yeah.
after seeing him and hearing about the stuff, what was cool though, I thought, was that he went on that WCW guys podcast and had said, like, he was honest about the situation. So, like, cool. Thank you for taking some responsibility. That's fucking appreciated, but I still don't like you.
And I feel like you can kind of chalk it up to it's the 80s and literally everybody is on cocaine.
Yeah.
But also that doesn't make anything better.
And he was married. God, I just, okay, just to, so everybody knows, disclaimer, 100% fuck whoever you want to fuck. I do not care. But if you are in a relationship, fucking break up the relationship before you go fucking other things. That's rude.
Yeah.
Like, that's my only thing. If you don't want to be in the relationship anymore, fine, whatevs. But, like, don't keep the one you're with hanging on while you're sleeping with somebody else. That's so fucked. I will not tolerate that.
Yeah, it's just and then especially in a company that is so tightly knit together and then expecting people not to find out or not to have any consequences from that. But by
Yeah.
that point, I think she was too far gone. And that was the real sad thing is it seems like road life for wrestling is really hard. And we've talked about that a little bit before too. Um, you don't know what what goes on in people's lives either. But I feel that, yeah, by that point, she was too far gone.
Also, like, okay, I understand the need for storylines, and I understand that some of the storylines created are going to be, like, purposefully, intentionally fucked up.
Yeah.
Because it creates drama and shit. And essentially, wrestling is a soap opera with some really cool sports stuff intertwined in it.
Yeah, definitely. I think yeah, it's real life, but it's also not. And then I think with someone like Randy Savage, you're gonna blur those lines too much and he's not gonna know. And I think
Yeah,
that's kind of where it got a little complicated as well, is you can only fake so much before it starts feeling real.
totally. Well, and
So
then, like, okay, so I love that, and I didn't know this. I love that Hulk Hogan and Macho Man were on, not like a tag team, right?
I believe they were a tag team for a second, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, they teamed him up to create this, like, mega superstar, and then, like, after a point of wrestling so many people, it was like, okay, well, there's only one more way that this is gonna go, and that's you two start fighting. And, like, one of the dudes who was an executive was just like, well, what's the easiest thing for two men to fight over? A woman.
Yeah.
So it sucks. It was already kind of sliding downhill between Randy and Elizabeth, and then, like, they created this storyline where Hulk's trying to get after Elizabeth.
Yeah, or like just I saw it as before they kind of made it like a little bit like that. I saw it more as like, oh, well, he's not taking care of you, so I'm going to take care of you.
Hmm.
But at the same time, like what was said in the document or in that episode was, you're taking care of her, but who's taking care of me? I'm out
Mhm.
here dying in the ring. You're making sure she's fine. Like, come on. So I can see where he'd be pissed off at Hogan.
That's when he like took a fall or something out of the ring and he fucking crashed into her.
Yeah.
Which, okay, so stats, because those are also my favorite things. Dude, Macho Man is 6'1", 235 pounds. So like if that dude is falling out of a ring with some level of force, like you're gonna get beat up if you weigh the size of my thigh, which Elizabeth I'm sure does.
Yeah, I think they mentioned like she maybe weighed like 80 something pounds.
Yeah. So
I think she was just really tiny.
Yeah. So like, okay, I understand there being concerns, but as I have seen in multiple matches now, all you have to do is say the word EMT and somebody comes running.
Yeah, throw up those X's. That's what we're gonna do.
So like, Hulk, you could have stayed and helped your homeboy Randy out while you called for an EMT for Elizabeth.
I have her stats if you want them.
Yes, fucking give me her stats.
So she's my height. She's 5'4".
Oh, teeny baby.
115.
Oh God.
So she's breaking in half under the weight of Randy Savage.
Totally. Oh my God, that's insane. Yeah, dude, it sounds like it started off as like a really awesome romantic relationship and they like loved each other, and just over time it got broken down with him being overprotective and jealous and her kind of wanting to, I don't know, like be her own person and detach from that relationship a little bit, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, I think they were together, or she at least was with him when she was relatively young.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she was only, oh God, she's born the same year as my mom. This also has very weird parallels to stuff with me. So it makes me feel icky. Kind of. She was like 20 something. And I didn't know that, okay, because of the fact that I was like super little when they were together on WWF back in, but I didn't not know that people didn't think that they were actually married in real life, and apparently
yeah, so they had a wedding.
Yeah, they had a wedding, and I guess I just assumed always that they were married, and they got married on TV, and that was the thing, but they were married for 7 years before that.
I guess I don't know, maybe this is weird to think, but especially back in that day, like I guess I just assumed that if you're the woman managing him, you're with him. Maybe because that's just been like an instance in my life a lot.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't think that's the case with a lot of things back then, though.
It makes me wonder, like the chick from, is it NXT with the spiky outfit that the
Scarlett,
for what's his fucking name?
Scarlett is oh God.
I can never.
Karrion Kross?
Yes. Okay.
I don't know if they're together. Are they together?
I don't know, but now it makes me wonder, like, are you all together, or is this just 100% like a gimmick thing? Also,
I'm gonna look it up.
If no one caught that, that was a vocabulary word used in a sentence. Woo!
I'm always so proud of you.
I may not be able to guess them when you tell them to me, but I'll use them in a sentence later.
Yeah, he's in a relationship with her.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, so then I don't know. I think the assumption is correct then.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's some that aren't that way. I know there's instances when it isn't that way, but it definitely, I feel like you can kind of tell when it isn't and when it is. Like you can kind of feel that connection, but
True.
I don't know. This is a sad one. I also feel like Miss Elizabeth is so overlooked.
Oh, really?
I don't feel she gets like the respect she deserves.
Interesting. I guess I didn't know a ton about her role. Like, so watching the documentary on this particular episode, they're like, yeah, she was like the first female that didn't wrestle that was in the spotlight for wrestling.
Yeah, she was like the first like manager or valet, even, like that really kind of made a name for herself. But I didn't know about Miss Elizabeth until much later. So yeah, like I feel like she was very underappreciated. I know people know about her now, but she's still, I believe she's still not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't think she is. One of the wrestler dudes, they had said like they thought she should have been in the Hall of Fame. So maybe we can, proactively work on that, fellas.
I don't think you're getting much from Vince. Sorry.
Oh, don't even get me started on Vince. I'll fucking lose my mind. I could do an entire episode just talking shit on Vince McMahon. I hate that.
I think we could make that happen. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to die.
He's not gonna give a shit about two people.
That's true. Yeah, no, her in her accolades or whatever accomplishments, she's not in the Hall of Fame yet, and she should be.
That sucks, dude. And she did like, okay, so before they were saying before she was the valet and the manager for Macho Man, like when they were in their own little like independent wrestling company, dude, she was doing editing for the fucking TV shows and stuff, and she was an announcer and shit. So it's not like she didn't know what she was doing, like she was involved.
Yeah. And this went all the way through when WWF, when they were in WCW, she was always there.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so they divorced.
Yeah.
And he moves to WCW, and I love that he goes to WCW and he's like, hey, we need Miss Elizabeth, can we give her a job?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man, that dude loved her so much.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that he did love her. It maybe just wasn't, I don't know, the right love, I guess.
Or like the right, I don't know. All the wrestler homies were just like, I don't know, his light kind of went out a little bit and he got really quiet. And I'm like, fuck, man. I think it was one of those situations where like you didn't fully realize what you had until it was gone.
Yeah. And then by that time it was completely gone.
So gone.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really sad. I was gonna say, okay, so the weird thing that correlates
oh yeah
to me with this freaking thing is my dad died February of 2011 and then Macho Man died May of 2011. So I think I was still like in a weird blur when I heard that he died. I knew he had, but I was all messed up. So
shit. So. I just watched it and I'm still just like, fuck, I didn't realize it was almost 10 years. Yeah. This April will be 10 years, or May will be 10 years.
Yeah. But God, in that documentary, oh my God, when they tell him that she passed away, or like asked him about like if when she passed away, because she did tragically end up dying of a drug overdose. Yeah, when they told him or they asked him about him, it was just like, oh my God, my heart. Like you could tell he was trying to be like keep it together and be like, oh, we hadn't talked in a while, but we had, made sure everything was good with us. Everything was resolved. And so it's like, oh, well, that's good, I guess. Oh my God. Just crying.
Dude, that interview was like the interview's legitimately like 2 minutes long, but it was so freaking sad. Like, I don't know, I think from my perspective, you could tell that he was trying to be the Macho Man character.
Yeah.
But like pieces of him were poking through. Like, I don't know, dude. Fuck, man. I'm sure that was painful. And then he eventually gets remarried, but it was still like 7 years after her death that he got remarried. So like, yeah. I think this dude was just super fucking in love with her and just kind of, I don't know, didn't think it was ever going to get replicated or something.
Yeah. His brother made it seem like he was pretty happy with his wife, but yeah. they weren't even married for that long before he passed away.
No.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing I forgot to say that too. Macho Man and my dad both passed away the same way. My dad didn't get in a car accident because of his heart attack, but they both had like this crazy massive heart attack that basically is like the widowmaker because like there's no recovering from it.
Yeah.
So that was my weird correlation. But yeah.
Well, and like Macho Man's such a big part of us, so it is definitely weird that we've clinged to Macho Man the way that we have, and there's so many correlations to your life about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. So it was just sad.
Yeah, dude, it was sad. Like, I don't know, it was beautiful to learn about the relationship, learn about Miss Elizabeth and everything, but it was definitely, so that was like the first episode I watched of the series, and like 100% it gave me all the things that I had wanted.
Yeah.
As far as seeing the behind the scenes stuff and like what goes on, and okay, is the drama in the ring fucking with your home life? Is your home life fucking with drama in the ring? Like,
Yeah. I didn't realize how close they were to Hulk and his wife. What's her face? Linda.
It was very interesting seeing Linda because I used to watch their reality show.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that was the last time I've seen anything having to do with her.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like the last time I saw her was like in the news because she was dating somebody her kid's age or something.
That whole family, I mean, no.
Oh, the Hogans.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that. But
Linda looked good.
Yeah.
And she didn't seem super, like, as soon as she came on screen, I was like, oh God, is this just gonna be like the most super outlandish moments? But she kept it cool.
She just wanted to talk about her friend. That's what it felt like to me. She did like she wanted to talk about her friend.
That's exactly what I got out of it too. And then she shows a picture of Randy and Elizabeth together at like one of the barbecues they had, and I was just like, they're so cute.
80s wrestling, man. That was a whole era in its own. That was just like, it was like, it's beautifully nostalgic.
It is 80s wrestling. I'm enjoying seeing 80s wrestling.
Yeah, and you're getting to see all the characters that are like talking then too, like, you know, because they have with Dark Side of the Ring, they have like dramatizations, but then you have like people actually talking about it, so you get to see Eric Bischoff and stuff, and Jimmy Hart and all that. So it's kind of interesting. You're seeing everybody as old men.
Oh yeah, that part's interesting too. Well, and it makes me sad, like who's still around, who's not, and like the older dudes talking about it. Like the guy, hold on, I wrote his name down because he said one of my favorite things in the Razor. Is it Razor Ramon?
Yeah, your boy Razor Ramon.
Oh my God, 100%. One, you could tell, like, fuck, man, they interview these old wrestlers and it's so sad because they're like, you can tell how bummed they are that their friends aren't around anymore.
Yeah,
because they have to have gotten so close knit during all of this. But Razor Ramon says the best thing I have ever heard out of a dude that's like 6'2", fucking 250. Fucking goes, if I was a chick, I'd bang Macho Man. And I was like, yes, a man that is secure in his manhood, talking about wanting to bang another man. That's perfect. I was so
that's all we want in life.
Because it did not diminish any part of Razor Ramon's masculinity to say that.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
dude.
I just thought it was super sweet because I'm like, yeah, I would totally have banged Macho Man 100%.
Oh yeah, I think everyone would have.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have, then you have problems.
Yeah, or basically, I don't know. He's just the guy that it seemed like you'd want to be around. So
100%. And I'm sure he was a handful in his own right. Like,
sure.
Can we talk about that goddamn voice? I want to know so badly, did he have a normal voice?
I don't think so.
Like that was just his voice, huh?
Yeah.
Because in all the clips they show of Macho Man talking, even that fucking sad ass interview, it's still that goddamn voice.
Yeah, I think that's just his voice.
That's so crazy. That makes me love him even more. Like, you just have this crazy ass character voice.
Well, I was gonna say, because Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, sounds like that too. Like, he has his voice, and he's always kind of sounded like that.
I love when they all do the Macho Man impressions.
Oh, and every single person has one.
every single person that they interviewed had a fucking Macho Man voice.
Just in general, too. Everyone in the world has a Macho Man.
Yeah.
Minus Space Ghost Macho Man. I'm not going to do it. That is for my home only. But
you're like, that's my private time.
Yeah, no one's ever going to hear it except for my boyfriend. But yeah, everyone has a Macho Man. Every single person has a Macho Man.
I just remember him saying snap into a Slim Jim. I can't even do the voice. It just gets really stupid.
It's supposed to. I didn't hear any of it.
Okay, hold on. Let me try it again. Hold on. I gotta like breathe into it. Okay, are you ready? Don't make fun of me if I make a stupid face.
I won't even look.
Okay. Snap into a Slim Jim.
That was great. That was amazing. That was so good.
I'm gonna go as Macho Man for Halloween next.
I think you should. I totally should.
Should I make Scotty dress up as Miss Elizabeth?
Yes, because he'll do it. You know he'll do it.
Would be so into it.
I want to dress up as a wrestler, but I don't want to be Hulk Hogan.
Don't do it. Can you just be another era of Macho Man?
Just be different Macho Mans. I don't want to be rap album Macho Man. I'm not doing it.
Is that when he's like in all black with a black leather vest and stuff?
Yeah, that's exactly that one.
No, you could do like there's ketchup and mustard Macho Man, and then there's like weird like boa constrictor.
There's purple.
Yeah. We'll just pick a color of Macho Man.
Yeah, and then we'll make that happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would suggest to anybody, please just go watch some Macho Man promos. I've done this countless times. I used to get really, really high and watch Macho Man promos and then like basically try to not pass out from laughing. Because I would laugh so hard.
Sounds like
they're amazing. They're so good. Every single one is so good.
Everybody was talking about like how he was the full package because he was athletic. So like it wasn't just that he was a great mouthpiece or a great heel, like he backed it up with athleticism, and like that's, I don't know, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, he seemed like he was just a good dude. She seemed like she was great too. I just think that the lifestyle catches up with you when you're in a relationship like that. It's going to tear them down or you down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she just got caught up in it.
I would have to agree.
But
also really quickly, so they show some of the moments where Macho Man's being a dick to Elizabeth, and like I had to laugh a little bit because I'm like, this is how Scott and I talk to each other. I told you to stand over here, and I'm like, bro, oh my god. So like, I don't know, I think it would have been cool, a cool way to, I don't know, riff on that relationship would have been if like Elizabeth had just given it right back.
Yeah, but I don't think that was her personality, you know?
Yeah, I don't think that was the personality, and it definitely wasn't the character, because like every time they mention Miss Elizabeth and her character, it's like she was classy and demure and she was quiet.
I think they definitely put her on that pedestal and never took her off.
No, she fucking up here.
Yeah.
In a good way, not in a bad ways.
Yeah, no, she was just like, she was not to be anybody who was not proper or able to, you know, have that kind of grace. So yep.
So yeah, that's our book report.
Maybe oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe we should do something extra set and do the Von Erichs at some point.
Oh my god, bro, I'm so like, if you're down to hear me cry, I'll do the Von Erichs, but Jesus, that episode was so hard to get through.
And I knew about the Von Erichs a few years before like this stuff came out. I mean, obviously they've been around forever, but yeah, so to see it all laid out real nice for you, it was like, well, fuck, this is awful.
I will say I also loved that you got like through all of these stories being told, you got to see just like how intertwined things were.
Mm-hmm.
So like there were multiple stories where I was like Bruiser Brody, and I'm like, what? Wait, he's a part of this one too?
Yeah, especially that first season, it's very tightly interweaved. There's
Yeah.
stories all over that you're just like, okay, they're taking from this one and this one and this one because all these people all work together.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I thought that was rad. Like you really get to see just like how small yet big this wrestling community really is.
And how it still is that way.
Yeah. So I thought that was just super rad. So yeah.
We're not just gonna do Dark Side of the Ring. We're gonna do I want Amanda to watch You Cannot Kill David Arquette.
Yes. Which I plan on watching this weekend.
Yeah. And we're gonna do I want to do the Bret Hart documentary. I want to do what's the other one? Beyond the Mat. I think that's the Mick Foley one, or that has Mick Foley in it.
Oh, okay. I'm down for a Mick Foley moment.
So if anybody has any other wrestling documentaries you want to suggest,
send them. We'll do a book report.
Do that. Yeah, book reports. It's just a little quick fun one. Probably really depressing in some aspects.
I mean, we're not trying to be depressed about it.
No.
I like, as sad as this episode was, I definitely enjoyed it, and I have like an even more found love for Macho Man, and I now think like Miss Elizabeth is super rad and cool.
Yeah.
What a pioneer.
Definitely. Best word you can use.
So yeah, that's the end of our book report. I hope we get an A. We'll see how it goes.
We'll let you know what we get.
So you can find us on Instagram at
How to Talk Wrestling Pod,
or on Twitter at
HTTWPod.
And then you can send documentary suggestions to
hell to pay management at gmail.com. Hell to as the word to pay mgmt at gmail.com.
Oh, and then also, I mean, an announcement's already been made on Instagram at this point, but we are now a part of the Count Out Wrestling Podcast Network. So
yeah, that's the thing that we're doing now. So that's exciting.
So yeah, check the Instagram, check the Twitter, listen to the episodes, share, like, rate us, all that jazz. It's super helpful.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.